Hey, I just thought I'd make a video addressing would-be school shooters. You know, people that want to go and kill a bunch of people at their high school or middle school or whatever. I want to take a moment to talk to those people. And if you're one of those people, this is just watch the video. Give me some time. You have nothing to lose, right? I mean, if you're considering a school shooting, you don't have much to lose. Anyway. So, seeing as you have nothing to lose, let me talk to you for a second, okay? I am not some little touchy-feely, it gets better. I am not, some school counselor who's all self-righteous and acts like he knows everything when he doesn't know shit. I am a guy who has been where you have been. I was bullied horrendously, mercilessly. I was a nerd. I was a geek. I was the one everyone picked on. I was at the bottom of the social totem pole, okay? I know what it's like. And I know the satisfaction that comes with the thought of the idea of a zombie apocalypse happening and all of humanity being destroyed, or, hell, a meteor hitting the Earth and causing a second mass extinction and killing all of humanity by default. The statement that kids can be so mean is an understatement. They are little psychos. Believe me, I know. Just watch my video about child soldiers and you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, look. It's not bullying and being at the bottom of the social totem pole. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. If you shoot up a school, it's the end of the world for you. I mean, you will be forced to kill yourself to avoid going to prison for the rest of your life. And then you'll have no real chance. Unless you escape, and then you might get an episode of I Almost Got Away with It, in which case most people don't escape from prison, but those who do they usually end up getting caught and sent to a more secure facility. And if you escape enough times, they'll just send you to ADX Florence. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a really crazy prison. Trust me. Anyway, I just want to say that there are alternative ways to dealing with this. I mean, you don't have to just shoot a bunch of people. If you probably have seen the Joker from The Dark Knight, or seen Trevor Phillips from Grand Theft Auto 5, Bill Williamson from the Rampage series, or that sort of thing. And you think to yourself, who would fuck with those people? If I were more like those people, that nobody would fuck with me. And you're right, no one would. But the problem is that they're in the movies and video games. I understand the appeal of, Achilles. You can live a long life with everybody looking down on you and nobody remembering you, or live a short, glorious life of nobody fucking with you, and you probably are deciding that the latter is more appealing right now if you're going to be a school shooter. But anyway, you probably won't kill the people you fantasize about killing. You're just going to kill a bunch of people who never knew you, never meant you any harm, and may have even actually been your friend if you had just talked to them. You know what I mean? Give people a chance. And I used to be a misanthrope too. I used to think humanity deserved to go extinct. But, and believe me, living well is really the best revenge. And you may think, oh, that's bullshit. Well, guess what? I sure as hell thought that too. And, anyway, a few years after I got kicked out of high school for beating up a bully, I'll get to that story in a minute. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I got a job at a gay bar, and I became a male stripper there, a go-go boy. And there were a lot of women there, and I never thought in a million years that women would flock to me. You may not think that they won't flock to you someday, but let me tell you something. I sure as hell never thought that would be possible. But it happened, trust me. And it was great, I know. And that's how I learned that living well is the best revenge. And you know, one of my bullies, he was actually doing 5 years in prison for a crime he committed. And I remember thinking one night, I'm taking a shower with this really hot girl that I took home with me. Well, I went to her place, but anyway. And he's in a jail cell with the Booty Warrior, Fleece Johnson, Bubba or Tyrone, getting lovin'. And AIDS too. In any case, you know, just in regards to making people terrified of you, it's a lot easier than you might think. Like, I remember this one time, I tried to walk away. Honestly, I did. I just kept walking like I'm sure some of you have. But did it work? I know your parents probably say, just walk away or ignore it. And does it work? Nope. I know that. See, I have not bullshitted you once throughout this entire video, and I'm not gonna bullshit you. But anyway, Numbnut says to me, hey, you got a cootsy? You got a cootsy? And me, yours truly, alternative voice, eventually just wrapped his hands up, folded his arms, and leaned up against a wall, and I said, you know what, dude? You really are a fucktard. Your mother deserved to get cancer for having you, and dying was the best thing she ever did for the world. That bitch did not deserve to live after having a worthless son like you. And she was nothing but a whore to begin with. Oh, you should have seen his face. There were foot-long fangs coming out of his mouth. And that bastard hit me. And you know what I did? I grabbed onto his arm, and I sunk my teeth into it. I ripped all the way to the bone. And, he was screaming. The football coach, wrestling coach, just came, big, burly, muscle-bound, put all the jocks to shame. He ripped us apart. And I looked at his friends, licked my lips, and I just went, I'm still hungry. Who's gonna feed me next? There was just blood trickling out of my mouth, and I said, I'm hungry. Who wants to go next? And they just ran from me. I shit you not. And yeah, I did get kicked out of school, but everybody was just scared of me. Everybody that had heard of it, they were just like, ooh, you know. They all started calling me Hannibal. And, so, yeah, that's a pretty cool nickname to have, and nobody will fuck with you. See, there are other ways to do it. I mean, just spray one of your bullies with pepper spray, bite them, kick them in the groin, and just beat the hell out of them while they're on the ground screaming, or better yet, get a taser and go, Tsh. Now, you may go to jail for that these days, or juvenile hall, or whatever. But no, it'll get your point across, and it will be pretty fucking entertaining. I'm not advocating you do that, but it's a lot better than shooting up a school. Trust me. Because if you commit felony assault, you're probably a juvenile, so, or maybe a first-time offender, so you'll just get a little short time in jail. And but if you shoot up the school, you will either have to kill yourself, which is the most likely what you're going to do, or which will be the end of your life, or you'll be in prison for the rest of your life. Just don't go the school shooter's route, please. I'm begging you, and I'm trying to help you. And you know, I got some more time here. I got all the time in the world, my friends. And I know what it's like to hate people. I know what it's like to make them want to fear you. I know what it's like to be at the bottom of society and to have it and to hate it because it's treated you so unjustly and unfairly. But hear me out, people. I'm not asking you to give the world a chance. I'm asking you to give yourself a chance. Because it's like people that are bullied, I mean, think about it. Did you know that Aly Raisman was bullied? Yeah. The smoking hot chick from the Olympics. The embodiment of human perfection was bullied for her appearance. Just remember, they're usually not very adequate within themselves either, believe me. Just look up Aly Raisman. Her name goes like this. ALYRAISMAN. W-A-N-N. And believe me, she is the embodiment of human perfection. And think about that. She was getting bullied for her appearance. They might actually be jealous of you. They might be. In fact, they probably are. If you're a nerd, you're probably brilliant. And, your brilliance can take you a lot of places. And think about it. If you just have to keep searching, and it might be easier than you think. You might one day be sitting on the Iron Throne, and all the people that mess with you, well, it'll be like, all hail the king, and you'll be like, get out of my sight, you filthy peasant. Because when you're on the Iron Throne, nothing can really stop you. I know. I mean, like in Game of Thrones. I've actually seen an episode of that, but I know what the Iron Throne is. Anyhow. Yeah, this is nice. And I also know what it's like to just not give a shit. Because when I went to court for beating up that piece of shit that I mentioned earlier, the one whose mother I insulted and the one I bit, I was prepared to tell the judge, go ahead, sentence me to jail. I don't give a shit anymore. And man, the charges ended up getting dismissed before I could do that, but oh well. Anyway, your parents say violence never solves anything. Well, guess what? They're full of shit. And I know this, you know this, we all know this. Unless you're completely delusional. And in any case, just don't, I know it's like, just don't shoot up the school. Don't. You'll just kill a bunch of people that never did a damn thing to you. You probably won't kill who you want to kill, who made your life hell, and you'll destroy your life completely. There's no coming back from that. And trust me on this. Give life a chance. Give yourself a chance. There's beauty in the world. You just have to persevere and keep looking. I mean, do something positive. Take some MMA classes. Get really good at it. Take some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It will turn you into a giant destroyer. And I know it would be awesome to be able to snap one of those bullying jocks, those other doofuses, just snapping one of their arms, the crack of their bones, the clash of sinew. It's a glorious sound, as long as it's not your arm. And there will be a blood-curdling scream that will be a wonderful memory, and it will make you wargasm. Not orgasm, wargasm. And, nobody will ever fuck with you again. Now, it's kind of like, a lot of people go like, oh, I'm advocating violence. No, I'm not. I'm simply advocating that if you insist on doing it, I suggest there are better ways to do it than shoot up a school. It's a lot easier to make people afraid of you than you might think. Like, for example, I remember a long time ago when I was in middle school, that incident where I told that guy his mother deserved to die, that happened in high school. And anyway, what happened is in class, this kid just kept messing with me. He slapped me on the back of the head, and I got up and I told him, you ever touch me again, you son of a bitch, and I'm going to fucking kill you. And then the teacher was like, you just threatened him with death. I ought to get the deputy sheriff in here. And I said, that's fine. I'll kill him too. In fact, I'll kill you if you interrupt me again. I'll kill everyone here. And granted, it was all bluff, but it worked. Nobody fucked with me again through the rest of the 6 months I was in middle school. Great times. I loved middle school. And anyway, I strongly just encourage you to give yourselves and life a chance. Don't give up. I mean, shooting up a school, yeah, you may get a lot of recognition and shit like that for it, especially if you get a high kill tally. But if you're anything like most school shooters, you'll be dead at the end. You'll be unable to enjoy it. But if you beat up a bully, you will get to enjoy that recognition. If you just, it's like, why live? They say it's better to live one day as a lion than 100 years as a sheep. Wouldn't you rather live 100 years as a lion? I mean, it can actually be done. Trust me. And just find something. You know what I mean? Make yourself valuable. Do something. You are valuable. Realize it. A school shooting is not going to give you the satisfaction. It's not. You'll be dead. Or in prison for the rest of your life. And it's just, this is just me speaking from the heart here. I have been there, okay? I know what it's like to hate humanity. I know what it's like to be lonely. I know what it's like to be sexually frustrated. I know what it's like to have no friends, or worse yet, friends that would betray you and laugh about it. I know what you're going through. And again, I'm not going to be some touchy-feely, oh, it gets better, little fuckwad. I'm speaking to you to be real. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it 100 with you throughout the rest of this video, which is probably not going to last too much longer. But seriously, give yourself a chance. You're worth it. It's all worth it. Shooting up a school is not giving yourself a chance. It's simply saying, fuck this. I'm going to commit suicide, and I'm going to take as many people with me, and I'm going to get glory. And I'm not saying it's the easy way out. Committing to an action is not like that will end in your demise is not easy. It never is. And it's just stupid. You're not going to get to enjoy the fruits of your labors. You're not. And believe me, a lot of those people would have never done a damn thing to you. And they might even want to be your friend if you had given them a chance. Just think about your parents. How are they going to deal? And I mean, granted, they may be total assholes, but think about, your friends. They'll think, could I have done something for them? Could I have been nicer? My parents will think, maybe your parents may not be blessed to have loving parents, but if you do, think about how much it would hurt them, and how much public shaming, what society is going to do to them if you do something like that. Think about the rest of your family, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your siblings. Think of all of them. There are so many reasons to stay alive. Trust me, you don't have to look as hard as you think to find them. Anyway, that will conclude my video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And even if you're not considering becoming a school shooter and are just considering killing yourself or something, give yourself a chance. Thanks.